Revolutionizing Entrepreneurship, Why Education is the Ultimate Game Changer. Welcome to the Black CEO podcast, where we dive deep into the world of business, innovation, and success. I'm your host, and today we're in for a mind-bending journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about entrepreneurship. We're incredibly fortunate to have gleaned insights from the brilliant Rumella Cameron, a visionary leader who's not just talking about changing the business world, she's actively reshaping it. Rumella's work in connecting entrepreneurs with personalized education and mentorship is nothing short of revolutionary. Her passion for empowering the next generation of business leaders is not just inspiring, it's transforming lives and economies. Now let's dive in. Imagine you're at a fancy dinner party. The room is filled with successful entrepreneurs, each with their own rags to riches story. As you mingle, you hear tales of million-dollar ideas hatched in garages, of relentless hustle, and of risks that paid off big time. It's inspiring, isn't it? Makes you want to quit your job tomorrow and launch that business idea you've been sitting on. But wait, let me ask you this. What if I told you that the secret ingredient to entrepreneurial success isn't just grit or a brilliant idea or even a fat stack of venture capital? What if the real game changer is something we've been overlooking, something that's been right under our noses all along? Well, education. I know. I can almost hear the collective groan. Education, really? Isn't entrepreneurship all about breaking rules and learning on the fly? That's exactly what I thought too. But buckle up, because what I'm about to share might just flip your world upside down. Let me tell you a story about Marcus. No, not Mark Zuckerberg or Marcus Lemonis. This Marcus isn't a household name. At least, not yet. Marcus was your typical tech whiz kid with stars in his eyes and lines of code at his fingertips. He had it all. A game-changing app idea, a small but dedicated team, and even some initial funding that made his bank account look prettier than it ever had before. Everyone, including Marcus, thought he was on the fast track to Silicon Valley stardom. Fast forward 6 months, and well, let's just say things weren't quite going according to plan. Marcus was working around the clock, fueled by a diet of energy drinks and determination. But instead of TechCrunch headlines, all he had to show for his efforts were mounting bills, a buggy product, and a team that was starting to look at job listings when they thought he wasn't watching. Now, here's where our story takes an unexpected turn. Instead of doubling down on his hustle or throwing in the towel, Marcus did something that had his investors clutching their pearls. He hit pause on his startup and went back to school. Yes, you heard that right. Our hotshot entrepreneur traded his ergonomic office chair for a classroom seat. His investors thought he'd lost his mind. You're wasting time, they said. You should be out there hustling, not sitting in a classroom. But Marcus stood his ground. He spent the next year learning, not just about his industry, but about finance, marketing, team management, and strategic planning. And when he came back to his startup, well, let's just say the transformation was more dramatic than those before and after photos and weight loss commercials. Now, within a year, his company had not only recovered, but was thriving. He had pivoted his product based on market research skills he'd learned, restructured his team using management principles from his courses, and was using financial strategies that made his investors' jaws drop. This story illustrates a crucial point that Rumella Cameron emphasized in our conversation. In today's fast-paced business world, knowledge isn't just power, it's survival. The landscape of entrepreneurship is changing faster than a chameleon on a disco floor, and to keep up, we need to change our approach too. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but I don't have time for school. I need to be building my business. And that's a valid concern. But here's the thing. Investing in your education doesn't mean putting your dreams on hold. It means equipping yourself with the tools to make those dreams a reality. Rumella shared an insight that really struck me. She said, an entrepreneur without education is like a ship without a compass. You might move, but you won't know if you're going in the right direction. Think about that for a moment. How many times have you felt lost in your entrepreneurial journey? How often have you wished for a guidebook, a mentor, or just some clear direction? That's exactly what proper business education provides. It's not about stifling your creativity or turning you into a corporate robot. It's about giving you the knowledge and skills to navigate the complex world of business. It's about helping you avoid the pitfalls that sink so many startups and small businesses. But let's get specific. What exactly does this kind of education look like? Rumella broke it down into three key areas. First, financial literacy. This goes beyond just knowing how to balance a checkbook. It's about understanding cash flow, reading financial statements, making informed investment decisions, and knowing how to price your products or services effectively. Rumella shared a startling statistic. Over 80% of small businesses fail due to cash flow problems, not because their ideas weren't good, but because they didn't know how to manage their money effectively. Imagine you're playing Monopoly, but you've never been taught the rules. You're buying properties left and right, building hotels, and feeling like a real estate mogul. But then suddenly you're bankrupt and you don't even know how it happened. That's what running a business without financial literacy is like, except the money you're losing is real and the consequences are far more serious than just losing a board game. Second, market understanding. This involves learning how to conduct proper market research, understand customer needs, and position your product or service effectively. It's about knowing your competition, identifying trends, and being able to pivot when necessary. Let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah was passionate about healthy eating and decided to open a vegan restaurant in her hometown. She poured her life savings into it, convinced that everyone would love her plant based creations as much as she did. 6 months later, she was forced to close down. Why? She had failed to do proper market research. Turns out her small Midwestern town wasn't quite ready for kale smoothies and quinoa burgers. If Sarah had taken the time to understand her market, she might have started with a food truck or a small catering business first, testing the waters before diving in headfirst. Rumella emphasized that many entrepreneurs fall in love with their ideas without first checking if there's a market for them. Education teaches you how to validate your ideas before investing all your time and resources. And third, leadership and management skills. As an entrepreneur, you're not just creating a product or service, you're building a team, a culture, a whole organization. You need to know how to hire effectively, how to motivate your team, how to delegate, and how to make tough decisions. These aren't skills we're born with. They need to be learned and practiced. Think of it this way. Being an entrepreneur is like suddenly becoming the captain of a ship. You might have a great idea of where you want to go, but do you know how to steer the ship? How to motivate your crew? How to navigate through storms? These are the skills that education provides. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but I can't afford to go back to school. And that's where Romella's vision becomes truly revolutionary. She believes that we need to reimagine how we deliver business education to entrepreneurs. It's not about forcing everyone into traditional 4-year degree programs. It's about creating flexible, accessible, and practical education options. Online courses, mentorship programs, intensive workshops, peer to peer learning groups. These are all ways to gain the knowledge you need without putting your life on hold. Rumella shared an exciting initiative she's working on, a platform that connects entrepreneurs with experienced business leaders for personalized mentorship and education. Imagine having a successful CEO as your personal tutor, guiding you through the challenges of growing your business. That's the kind of practical, real world education that can truly transform an entrepreneur's journey. But here's the really exciting part. This isn't just about individual success. When we empower entrepreneurs with education, we're building a stronger, more resilient economy. We're creating businesses that are more likely to survive and thrive, providing jobs and driving innovation in our communities. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a world where every aspiring entrepreneur has access to quality business education, where people from all backgrounds, regardless of their financial situation or prior educational experience, can gain the knowledge they need to turn their ideas into successful businesses. In this world, we'd see more diverse businesses thriving. We'd see innovation flourishing in areas that have been traditionally underserved. We'd see a new generation of business leaders who are not just profit driven, but who understand the importance of sustainability, social responsibility, and community impact. This isn't just a pipe dream. It's happening right now in pockets all around the world. Take the story of Maria, a single mother in a low income neighborhood who always dreamed of opening her own bakery. Through a community program that offered basic business classes, she learned how to create a business plan, manage her finances, and market her products. Today, Her bakery not only supports her family, but employs several people from her community. Or consider the story of Jamal, a young tech enthusiast who couldn't afford college. Through online courses and a mentorship program, he gained the skills to start his own web development company. Now, he's partnering with local schools to teach coding to underprivileged kids, creating a ripple effect of education and opportunity. These stories are not isolated incidents. They're glimpses into what's possible when we make business education accessible to all. They're proof that when we invest in entrepreneurial education, we're not just building businesses, we're building stronger communities, more inclusive economies, and a brighter future for all. But here's the thing, this vision isn't going to become a reality on its own. It's a call to action. It's a challenge for us to rethink how we approach entrepreneurship and education. And it starts with each of us. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur, I challenge you to make education a priority. Seek out learning opportunities. Take that online course. Attend that workshop. Find a mentor. Remember, every bit of knowledge you gain is an investment in your future success. If you're an established business leader, consider how you can contribute to this vision. Can you mentor a young entrepreneur? Can you share your knowledge through teaching or writing? Can you support initiatives that make business education more accessible? And if you're an educator or policymaker, I challenge you to think about how we can make business education more accessible and relevant to entrepreneurs. How can we create programs that truly meet the needs of today's business world? The message from my conversation with Rumella Cameron is clear. Entrepreneurship is more than a path to financial freedom. It's a journey that requires continuous learning and adaptation. In today's fast-paced business environment, knowledge is as critical as capital. By focusing on educating entrepreneurs, we're not just building successful businesses, we're building a more resilient, innovative, and equitable economy. Remember, an informed entrepreneur is an empowered entrepreneur, and empowered entrepreneurs have the potential to change the world. So, let me leave you with this thought. What if the next world changing idea is locked inside the mind of someone who just needs the right education to bring it to life? What if the cure for cancer, the solution to climate change, or the next technological breakthrough is just waiting for the right person to gain the knowledge they need to make it a reality? By championing entrepreneurial education, we're not just helping individuals succeed. We're unlocking the collective potential of humanity. We're creating a world where good ideas don't die on the vine due to lack of business know-how, where passion meets proficiency, and where dreams don't just survive, they thrive. This is more than just a new approach to business education. This is a movement to democratize success, to level the playing field, and to empower a new generation of entrepreneurs who will shape our future. So I challenge you, be part of this movement, whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned business leader, an educator, or simply someone who believes in the power of knowledge to transform lives. You have a role to play. Seek knowledge, share knowledge, champion education. Because when we invest in entrepreneurial education, we're not just building better businesses, we're building a better world. The future of entrepreneurship is education, and that future starts now with each one of us. Thank you.